Shabbat Shalom. The spiritual concepts of darkness and light pervade every religion and all walks of life. How each person defines darkness and light will be different and is dependent upon one's point of reference and on one's individual foundation of belief. Parshat Bo takes us into the heart of darkness. It opens with the 8th plague, swarms of locusts that darkened the land. Then the 9th plague, Egypt is engulfed in a thick darkness, so palpable that it renders the Egyptians incapable of movement for 3 complete days. It was not darkness that affected the eyes, it was darkness that affected the heart. Physically, they were able to see, but they couldn't feel for each other. And then all the dark terror builds up to the final plague, when at the stroke of midnight, God strikes down the firstborn of every Egyptian household. At last, as all of Egypt wails in darkness, Pharaoh summons Moses and Aaron in the night and says, "Up, depart from my people, you and the Israelites with you." The darkness of Parshat Bo is inseparable from devastation and death. It is therefore a source of intense trepidation, not only for the Egyptians, but also for our ancient ancestors and as well for us. When, on the journeys of our lives, we find ourselves cast in dark and dim places, we tend to reach out desperately for light. The descent of darkness shatters our illusion of control and reminds us of our own mortality. Consider Goethe's dying words, "More light." Bo reminds us that darkness is also the incubator of hope, the place where redemption is born. In Egypt, the Jewish people became a nation. We were conceived in the darkness of bondage and were delivered in light. 50 days after the Exodus described in this week's Torah portion, the Israelites arrive at Mount Sinai. There too they encounter thick darkness in the form of a dense cloud that falls upon the mountain. Torah tells us that this is precisely where God is to be found. Out of the darkness, through the darkness, comes both liberation and law. We constantly go from darkness to light. Shabbat Shalom.